So in this video, we're going to start a new chapter, chapter number 3, called as coordinate geometry. So it's an introductory video. We're going to understand the basic concept of coordinate geometry, or what exactly is coordinate geometry, what is the need of coordinate geometry, or how coordinate geometry found its place in this branch of mathematics. So let us start with a simple task. So we are given a map of a street or a town, which I'm going to reveal here. Yes. So this is a map of a small colony, you can say, in your locality. And our task is to locate the address of a particular house. Okay, we have not marked a particular house, we'll mark that. But before that, let's zoom in into this map and try to see what exactly it consists of. So it's a very simple, straightforward map which you must have seen typically around you. So as you can see, there are different streets: street 1, street 2, street 3, street 4, 5, 6, and 7. So these vertical lines are the streets on the road, and then every street has three houses. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. You can see every street has three houses. So very simple, there are 7 streets and each street has three houses. Now let us mark one house randomly. Let's say I will mark this house. Okay, and I want you to, this is a task, I want you to find or to locate the address of a house. Let's say we want to send a postal card, or we want to send some package or some delivery to this particular house. Okay, and now we should specify the address of this house. So how are we going to specify the address of this house? Now, in order to specify the address of the house, we are going to need two things. We are going to need the street number, okay, and the house number. As simple as that. So let me mark that point here. Okay, let's, so let me draw a line here. And now I'm going to need two things. One is the street number. So street number, and then I'm going to need a house number. This is how I'm going to mark the address of any house. So address of a house. So address of a house consists of two data points or two values, which will help me to take to that particular house. So now in case of this house, the street number is going to be 6. Okay, let me just mark this like this. Okay, and the house number is going to be 2. Okay, so if I tell you go to street number 6 and house number 2, you will reach this particular house. Very simple and very straightforward, very, I think, day-to-day life concept, that in order to locate the address of a house, we need these two values. 6 is a street number and house number is 2. Now let us randomly take one more house. Let's say this house. So again, for this house, the street number is 5, okay, and the house number is 3. So if I tell you 5 and 3, you can easily go and reach this particular house. And last but not least, let's go to this house. So for this house, it's going to be street number 1. Okay, this is my street number 1, and the house number is also 1. House number 1. Okay. Now, the important conclusion or important understanding from this activity is that in order to locate the address of a particular house, this was our task. Okay, to locate the address of a house. In order to do so, we needed, so I'm going to just mark the, the conclusion here. In order to find out, or in order to locate the address of a house, we needed 2 points or 2 values to do so. If you give me 2 points or 2 values from that from this map, then I can easily locate the address of any house. So this is an important conclusion from this activity. Now why this conclusion is important and how it leads us to coordinate geometry, we'll see in the upcoming as the video progresses. Now before we proceed, I want you to do one more, or I want us to do one more task, and the task is as follows. We are given a seating arrangement in the classroom. So I'm going to just move this here. Yes. So this is the seating arrangement in a classroom. Let me try to zoom in. Yeah. So very simple and a very straightforward seating arrangement. As you can see, there are 1 2 3 4 5. There are 5 rows. Okay, and there are, oh sorry, there are 4 rows and there are 5 columns. Okay, this is a typical setup in any classroom, and these are all the seats, different seats in a classroom. Now once again, let's say you're the teacher of the class and your task is to assign a seat number, okay, to every student in the class. That is your task. Now, so this is a task here. Let me remove this. Yes. So our task is to assign, okay, let me read this, assign seat numbers to every student. Okay. Now, in order to tell every student where their seat numbers are, once again, just like this previous activity, we are going to need two values. Okay. We are going to need 2 points or 2 values in order to tell or assign a student its seat number. So let's do that. So, okay, let me just mark line here. Yes. So we are going to assign it using two values. So one is going to be row number and one is going to be column number. Column number. Okay. If you give a row number and a column number to a particular student, that student knows where to go and sit. So let's try to do that. So let's say we have student number 1. Let's give some name. Let's say we have Peter. So I'll say Peter, go to row number 2, column number 2. If I give these two values to Peter, then what Peter is going to do is, so just to clarify, these are your row numbers. Okay, these are your row numbers and these are your column numbers. Okay, let's make a demarcation here. Now, row number 2 and okay, row number 2 and column number 2. So row number 2 is 1, 2. So this becomes my row, and column number is 1, 2. This becomes my column. Okay. So again, just to use the highlighter, row number 2. This is my row number 2, and this is my column number 2. And both these intersect at this point. So this is exactly where Peter is going to sit. So I'm just going to write here P. Peter is going to sit at this position. Okay. Now let's take another example. Okay, I'll maintain the color code. So let's say we have another student Julia, and for Julia we assign row number 3, column number 4. So let's use a highlighter once again. So row number 3, so this is my row number 3 for Julia, and column number 4 for Julia, and this is where it intersects. So Julia is going to come and sit over here. So this becomes the position of Julia. Okay. So in similar sense, if we assign two values, row number and column number, to every student, then we can exactly tell them where to sit in this classroom. So once again, our conclusion or our understanding from this activity is that same as this, we need 2 points or 2 values in order to determine the exact position of the seating arrangement of the student, or we can find out the exact position of the house to where we want to deliver a parcel. So this is the basic understanding of what is coordinate geometry or coordinate system. So I'll try to, so let's see what is the definition of coordinate geometry. Okay, I'll take this one down here. Now, step by step we'll see. So what is a coordinate geometry or coordinate system? So a coordinate system is a system that uses one or more numbers or coordinates. Okay, this is a very important point, that number coordinates are nothing but basically numbers. Okay, so coordinate system is a system which will use one or more numbers or coordinates to uniquely determine the position of the points. Okay, this is the oops. Okay, hold on. This is the definition of a coordinate geometry or coordinate system. So what does a coordinate system consist of? So if you look at the previous example, this, okay, or even this was a coordinate system. So it's a system where we use the a coordinate system where one or more points, so in this case 2 points, are enough to find the exact position of a uniquely determine the position of a point. So this is simple introduction or conceptual explanation of what exactly coordinate system or coordinate geometry consists of?